uh, 11 days before the marriage.
Before the marriage.
Before the marriage, right? Yeah. 11 days before the marriage. 11 days, yeah. Raj came up with a plan 11 days before the because that is a very peaceful place. It's never happened to any tourists, and we have trekkers who are lost. Of course, we had one just before that unfortunate incident where a trekker got lost and died. So murder was actually not in our minds first because that place is very tourist friendly. People are very helpful. The locals live on tourism out there. They mean the stakeholders are all tourist friendly. So that was not in our thought first. But when we found the body, that's when I had a press briefing that it was a homicide case.
So what were the elements that helped you trace them out?
Well, a lot of, like I said, a lot of things were the team was put together. We had pieced a lot of evidence, a lot of data, a lot of information, a lot of witnesses, a lot of people who would describe profiling, a lot of things and all that went into actually piecing all this evidence and getting something credible which would lead to these charge sheet. But I'm sure much before that we will file our charge sheet.
A very important question is
It is very clear that she was in love with somebody, but she had to get married to somebody because it was an arranged marriage.
family didn't know.
Regarding?
Family knew about the affair or not? This is very important.
No, I don't think so. But yet we'll have to confirm that.
Sir, Sonam repeat.
26 to 8.
Okay.
Probably there was no way out, and she probably must have thought there was no way out, and that's how planning actually terminated. And this is just the first day of investigation, so questioning, and yet is much is to be ascertained from by gathering evidence and all that. So we have acquired evidence. What I want to tell you all today is
मोबाइल लाने से
accused
कैसे काम करेंगे
have all admitted to this
अब काउंट कर
offense.
इधर
Sonam has admitted her complicity out here. This whole thing had happened, in fact, right from Indore. After, just before her marriage to Raja. It was hatched, and the mastermind of this is Raj. Sonam played along with this plan, and she was part of this plan. She was also a partner in this plan. The three people, very young people, I think 21 years and 19 years, they were friends among themselves, and one of them is a cousin of Raj. And it was not a kind of a contract killing which they planned. Yes, the plan was to kill, but they did a favor for their friend Raj. And actually, right from the month of February in Indore, they had thought of ways where Sonam would disappear. And probably after disappearing, one instance was make her get washed by a river. Another instance was murder somebody, put her in her scooty, burn that person's body, claim that it is Sonam's. But all these things didn't fructify. And so when Raja and Sonam got married and they came for darshan to Kamakhya, so the other group also had come here. In fact, the three people had come much before, a few days before, on the 19th, and they had plans actually to eliminate Raja somewhere in Guwahati. Since it didn't fructify there also, Sonam made the plan actually to come to Shillong and Sora, and that's how this thing panned out. whereby they met in Nongriat, and from Nongriat came out together, and on their way to Vaisaudam, Raja, while all of them were there inside the parking lot, two of the assailants had, all three in fact, one by one, they had hacked him. And she was there, and the body was thrown. Thereafter, this happened about between 2 to 2:18. They left that place. The raincoat which Sonam was wearing, she had given it to Akash, who had thrown his shirt, which had a blood spurt. Akash, in fact, one of the scooties was driven by Sonam when they left Vaisaudam, and when they reached AV Point, Akash got down in AV Point to throw the raincoat which was given by Sonam because it was bloodstained. I think a few days back when we recovered, we were not very sure whether it was stained by blood or some other material. But now we confirmed that yes, it is blood, and we'll be sending that for forensic. Thereafter, Akash took over this, the scooty, became the pillion rider. Anand Kurmi drove the bike which Raja and Sonam had hired and left it in Sora Rim. From there on, just after Lat Mauplam, we are trying to ascertain which place. She boarded a taxi, and Vicky, who's Vishal Chauhan, had given her a burqa which Raj had given to her, had given to him. She wore this burqa, came to Police Bazaar, took tourist taxi down to Guwahati, and in Guwahati she went to Lokra, ISBT. ISBT boarded a bus to Siliguri. Siliguri changed bus. She went to Patna. From Patna took a train from Patna she took, I think, a bus to Ara. From Ara, and from Ara she took a train to Lucknow. Lucknow she took a bus to Indore. And on there was one day, I think I can't recall the date. There was one day where the local media here had actually interviewed the guide who had gone down.
Yes.
And the guide had mentioned there were 3 people, and it was on that day when these people came to know that 3 people had been identified or actually had been profiled, that Raj told Sonam that better leave Indore and come out somewhere in Siliguri and resurface there as a victim of abduction. But it just so happened that on the 8th, when Sonam was leaving from Indore, the 2 operational teams from here